Personal style is something I am very, very passionate about, and it was reinforced to me this weekend. Here's why. Hello, 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 and the warmest of welcomes to today's video. For those of you who haven't seen my face before, hi, I'm Nick, glad to have you here. Those who have seen my face before, thank you so much for joining me again. I hope you enjoy my videos. I put up videos roughly 3 times a week on a range of different topics, anywhere from fashion, slightly more personal topics. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, then please do head down, hit subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. I love chatting with you all. I'm all about living life loud, and what that means to me is being your authentic self, being proud to be you, and just celebrating who you are. Celebrating yourself, and of course, celebrating others. So, let's chit chat about personal style. And this is something that is really important to me. And it was reaffirmed to me this weekend just gone. So, last weekend, as I'm filming this on the weekend. So, it was reaffirmed to me because I'm someone who is very passionate about expressing yourself through fashion or through your style, whatever that may be. That does not mean that you have to wear bright clothes, bold patterns. Doesn't mean that you have to wear, Disney villains on your t-shirts and all of that stuff. I do not believe that. I think that personal style is something that is very individual. That's the reason it's called personal. And it is something that, and it is something that you define over time and you grow into and you learn, and ultimately it's what creates a comfort within you that whatever you are doing, you feel your best. And I think that's really important. And that's not for anybody else to sit there and say, you should do this and you should do that. Now, of course, if you've hired a stylist, for example, you've hired someone to say, I recommend you do this. And I think based on X, Y, and Z, you could do that. But that is ultimately what they've been hired to do. And hopefully you would work with a stylist who would bring you on the journey and who would work with you and encourage you and try to steer you rather than mandate. But anyway, I wouldn't know. I'm not a stylist. So that's that. But I think it's something that is really, really important. And the reason that I had this reaffirmed to me was because this weekend I went to a wedding, or last weekend I went to a wedding, and let me go and get what I've been with me for a fair while, probably have a fairly good understanding of my style in terms of loving pattern and print and colours. I like to play with proportions of outfits. I'm not someone that you'll often see in a classic look or a conventionally classic look. I like classic cuts of clothing, and I like classic silhouettes. However, I like to jazz them up. So I went to a wedding, and I am the first to say that I don't think weddings are a fashion show for a guest. I personally think you should wear whatever you feel comfortable in, but for me, I am someone who just prefers to blend into the background. I prefer to just be there, embrace the couple, embrace the surroundings, and just be a part of it, rather than using it as an opportunity to go, bam, this is what my style is, and this is what I want to do, and that's just a personal choice for me. Because trust and believe, if I ever do get married, I'm going to be going all out, and yeah, I would hope that I would be the best dressed person there. So, so what did I wear? I wore this this grey Jaeger suit. I mean, I'm not someone who shops at Jaeger, particularly either. Very traditional, kind of very formal, very corporate. So I wore this Jaeger grey suit with a white shirt. And in fairness, my tie was purple with pink flowers. And then I wore these black June shoes, which have been with me for years. We are talking since 2017. These have been with me for 7 years, and I used to wear these a lot, particularly when I used to dress in suits, etc. when I went to work, back when that was more of the done thing. But even these have a little kind of detailing on them because they're more of like a brogue style. But I wore that, and I will be honest with you, I loved the day. I had the best day. I felt uncomfortable in what I was wearing though, and I hated what I wore. And I was trying to dodge the camera. You know, there was a photographer, I wanted to dodge it because I did not like what I was wearing. And I didn't want that to bring me down because I was having such a fabulous time and I was there to celebrate two amazing people. So it was just really reaffirming to me. And although people said to me, you know, at the wedding, I wasn't complaining, but I didn't mention to anybody I didn't like what I was wearing. And I had people say to me how smart I looked, how nice I looked, which was lovely to hear, but I didn't feel it. I didn't feel comfortable. And so I said to my friend the next day who I'd gone to the wedding with, I said to her, right, when I get home, my mission is to find a wedding appropriate outfit that I feel bridges the gap between the conservatism that I believe is appropriate and also my personal style. I need to find something that meets in the middle because that to me did not work. I wore a navy suit last year to a wedding, which I preferred. I didn't love, but I preferred. The reason that I didn't get to wear that one this time was because I ripped it at said wedding. Things happen. So this was kind of where I was at. And you know, when you've got lots of clothes that you've not worn for years, I didn't want to run out and buy something. I thought I'll wear that. I feel like it'll work. You know, the grey is quite a nice neutral base with a white shirt, and I can wear a nice tie over it, and I think that'll do. I just didn't love it. And you know, I think it's really important to feel comfortable in what you wear and to enjoy what you wear. So I am someone who doesn't feel comfortable in something that feels overly conservative. So for example, today I've got on black jeans, this black jacket, but then I have this fun sort of bright yellow cap, and I've got this great fun Disney villain t-shirt, which also has the bit of yellow in it that pulls in. I'll wear white trainers, because I'm going to go out later. I'll wear white trainers, and I will probably carry this Bayswater, but again, it's got this great kind of pop of colour here, and it's a beautiful bag with the mock crog. So there are little twists. So even when I'm wearing something that feels a bit more pared back like this, there are still twists that make it feel very Nick. I didn't feel like the outfit that I wore was very Nick at the wedding. And like I said, it certainly didn't detract from my day because I had the most fabulous, fabulous day. But it did make me realise it's really important to find something that you feel really comfortable in so that you're not self-conscious, so that you're not fiddling, you're not, you know, yeah, you can relax into it. And trust me, by probably my third or fourth glass of wine, I certainly relaxed into it. But probably for the first, you know, hour or two, I was a little bit fidgety and wasn't feeling like I was looking my best. However, like I said, I had the most fabulous day. So, but it did make me walk away and go, do you know what? I really want to find something like that bridges that gap. So take my tuxedo, for example. I own a tuxedo and it is a very, very dark purple. Very, very dark purple. Still a very classic cut. It's Moss Bros. It's very dark purple. And that's a great, great tuxedo and it works for me very well. I need to find something like that in a suit. Now, the thing with suits is quite often they're worn in daytime. So a tuxedo worn in the evening on the whole. So I find that a little bit easier to style something that maybe feels a little bit more out there. However, during the day, you need to think about it. So would I wear a purple suit during the day? Probably I wouldn't. So I just need to find something that I feel bridges that gap. But also I would love to find something that I feel I can wear more regularly. This will probably never touch my body again. If I'm honest, yeah, probably never. These will probably get pulled out at the next wedding I go to if I don't find something that bridges that gap. So yeah, I think it's important, and I think it's important to know what your style is and to know where your limits are and to know what makes you feel comfortable and to know what makes you feel your best, and also to know where you can accent things. I didn't take a bag with me either, so I normally use a bag as an opportunity. I mean, look at this as a pop of color. I mean, come on. But again, I didn't take one with me. So a lot of the things that I would usually use, I didn't have at my disposal. And that was my choice. That was my choice. That certainly wasn't anything that was imposed on me, but that was my choice. And I probably should have just lent into my style a little bit more. I wish I had. And I had another outfit that I could have worn. I didn't take it with me because I thought, no, it's not the right thing to do. But I probably could have worn it. It was a little less formal, but it was very summery. It would have worked. Yeah. And there would have been no issue. It was my own self-imposed feeling about, you know, it should be more conservative. It should be this. I don't know. I mean, I don't think that's why people are friends with me. I don't think people are friends with me for conservatism. Because I'm certainly not shy in the way that I am. I'm certainly not shy about an opinion. I'm certainly not shy, you know, in general. So I don't think that's what people are looking for in me. So yeah, I imposed that on myself. And it made me walk away and go, do you know what? Personal style is really important. Leaning into it's really important, and finding ways to navigate every scenario while still staying true to your personal style is also really important. So something I'm going to do is probably, now that we're coming to the end of the summer season, I think certain items will start to drop into seasonal sales. So at the end of August, I'm probably going to go and drop by a suit shop like Moss, for example, and see what they have on the sale rack that's, you know, looking good and that would be nice for, maybe nice for some kind of summer weddings, etc. So I've got a few coming up in the sort of years to come. So yeah, so there we have it. That's where I learned a lesson about personal style. Let me know what you think. It's a little bit of a waffly video, a little bit chatty, but hopefully you've enjoyed. Let me know what you think. Have you ever had an example where you went against your personal style and you thought, oh, I just don't feel my best here. I just don't feel comfortable. Or did you have an opportunity to go against your personal style and it really worked out for you? You thought, I'm really going to push myself out of my comfort zone, and actually ended up loving it. Let me know what you think. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much as always for watching. I look forward to seeing my next video. Take care, everyone. Bye now. Mwah.